I never thought it would be possible. I've been playing Marvel Rivals day in and day out. No other game in my catalog mattered to me until Monster Hunter Wilds dropped. Now listen, I have been impatiently waiting for another Monster Hunter game to deeply get invested into. I played a ton of Monster Hunter World, which I might have mentioned in a previous video. However, I did not enjoy my time with Rise. So there was a big gap and I was excited. I actually took off of work to play this game day one. Actually, me and the bros as a collective took off of work to play this. At the time of me making this video, I'm around 65 hours, maybe Hunter rank 85 or so, but by the time I post this, I might be close to 100, if not passing that. Also, today is my birthday and I gave a gift to myself and blessed my channel with another upload. Yay! But anyway, today, I just want to run through my experience so far with the game. Maybe some of you will feel the same way. If so, or if not, please feel free to share your thoughts down below. I feel like I have a lot that I want to mention, so let's not waste any more time. Here are my first impressions of Monster Hunter Wilds. I have a few things that I want to cover. Let's just keep it simple from the start. This game is absolutely amazing. I have thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it. I never thought that any game would top how many hours I spent with Monster Hunter World, but truth be told, I think Wilds might do it. Now granted, the concept of the game is obviously similar. There's no game-changing combat styles or anything of that nature, but the replay value is beyond existent. Monster Hunter Wilds for me is a no plans, just vibes kind of game. I will literally boot up the game and just fight whatever my link party has available, or if I see a monster roaming around, I just attack. Simple enough. And it doesn't get old to me. It's the thrill of learning a monster's pattern and executing a perfectly timed clash, or finally getting the combo down that you've been practicing in the training area. Now I will contradict myself just a little bit here, but it's just to reinforce my statement about the replay value. Now let's say there's an armor set that I really want, but I can't seem to get this one specific item to drop from the monster. I have no issues with grinding until I get it. I'll look at a weapon and say, I need 3 scales for this sword. I fought the monster twice and it's only dropped 1. Okay, fine. Today, the goal is to build this weapon. That's the plan. And I'll do it and have a fantastic time because it's like a gamble. And if you ask the inner addict in me, he'll tell you this makes for a game worth playing. You know how many times I've fought a Rathian, cut its tail, carved it, and it says I got a Rathian webbing instead? It happens. You get that, dang it feeling, and then quickly turns into, all right, let's do it again. Maybe you'll hit on the next try, maybe not, who knows? Speaking of Rathian, let's talk about the monsters real quick because boy, oh boy, I think Capcom literally did their big one with this. Now, of course, like most games, you start off with a small pushover enemy. You know, the ones that help you get your bearings, you learn the controls, and as you progress and get stronger, so does the enemy. Now, what I love about Monster Hunter is not only will the enemies get stronger, but they grow in size, and they can be tempered. And if you're lucky, you might have to fight 2 of the same monsters at the same time. I'm telling you, I feel like an absolute superhero in this game. Like, the main story is filled with all new monsters, and I don't think I've ran into any that are just like, Actually, no, I lied. Duna, go to hell. I hate that guy. But the more I think back on World, it was a lot of the same monsters. You know, a ton of dragons, a few 4-legged runners, yada yada. But this game, it actually feels like a true Monster Hunter experience. It is nice, however, to see some familiar faces though. I'm not gonna lie about that. Hold up, I'm also a little curious about something. Anyone watching this video that has played the game, completed the story, whatever the case may be, did y'all think the game was fairly easy? I mean, yes, the game had its challenges, but for the most part, I feel like I held my own. Like in a 1v1 unanimous decision, I was the winner. At the start, of course, me and the homies wanted to squad up and catch a few bodies together, and then I had a few fights that I ran solo. Now, the first one that I did without any friends or NPC companions was Raid Dow, and that spiked my dopamine levels like crazy. I felt so accomplished. It's like, yeah, I did that. Oh, I clutched that out, and if I died, it was on me. But if I lived and slayed the monster, it's on me, you know? But personally, I think the main quest might be catering to more of the casual fan base, or those that just got the game but don't have the affinity to grind like myself, or those who are just picking up Monster Hunter for the first time. Either way, Capcom did right, because go check the statistics. Games sold like crack. There are so many gamers who are staying up late at night on work days, getting up at the crack of dawn on the weekends just to hunt. And how do I know this? Because it's me. I'm that gamer on crack. This game is just, I don't want to say it's perfect, but it's close. I love how fast paced it is. Like the load times are quick. You can slay a monster, carve it, and immediately dip out and do something else. It's just more bang for your buck. Like I get so much done in an hour and a half than I would in most games. And something that I think goes unnoticed is the SOS. I personally love it. it. Like, a lot of times I pop a flare, I don't really want randoms, I just want the NPCs. And this is because personally, I think they're pretty reliable. Even if they're not doing a ton of damage, they're a distraction, so I can run off and heal and sharpen my weapon. Now, of course, I can just jump on my mount and do the same thing, but at least there's some constant pressure, doing something, rather than the monster just pacing, thinking about where he's about to kill me. And unlike real players, the NPC dies, it doesn't count towards your attempts to complete the quest. Hear me out. As a strong, confident black man, I feel I can whoop on these monsters with my bare hands. My queen of a character, on the other hand, she needs a weapon, or two. Luckily, this time around, I have no weapon crisis and I found the perfect option. Now, Tino, that's me, I will always be big body Gotti. But Tony? Address her as Sword and Shield Shawty. It was actually so hard for me to take hammer and gun lance from my rotation, but after switching and getting used to the mobility, the damage output, the clash with the monsters, brother, I got lost in the sauce and I can't let go of this high. But all the weapons feel pretty good. Majority are not for me, right now at least, but I feel like I've just been sleep on Sword and Shield for so long, both Monster Hunter World and Rise, but if we're being real, I think this weapon has made me a better player all around. It's more beginner friendly, so you'll have all the fundamentals down pack and whatnot, but I'm just getting better with my timing and my dodges and actually being able to execute some of the combos I aim for. Now, eventually I will go back to my old reliables and might even try some weapons that I normally wouldn't, because why not? Most likely I'm going to be locked into this game for a good minute, so I might as well just try something new. Now, notice I didn't say much about the story, and truthfully, it's because I didn't care about it. I was skipping cutscenes left and right because after a while, you pretty much get the gist of what's happening. I did watch when a new monster was entering, those scenes were cool, but yeah, Nada was just pissing me off and I just wanted to hunt. I'm sure if you really pay attention, it might have been a great story, but that's not what I was here for. And this is me just nitpicking because honestly, there were not many things that I didn't enjoy in these 60+ hours, other than actually trying to squad up with my friends. I feel that was extremely complicated day one. Having to make a squad, add the friends to it, make a link party, add them to that. Granted, anyone can just join each other's missions as long as they're in the same squad lobby, but again, it's just a nitpick of mine. Same goes for how your mount goes brainless and spins in circles when the monster fly away. It is what it is. Nothing that would have me leaving negative reviews on forums or anything like that. Like I said, the game is fantastic, very grind heavy, tons of quality of life additions. The monsters are cool, it's easy to get into as a beginner. I can't recommend it enough. There's not a ton of in-game content to do at this time, but that's okay because the Monster Hunter franchise is great for having content-filled DLC, so I'm not too concerned about that or anything. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I rambled for a while, but if you made it this far in the video, make sure you drop a like. Also hit that sub button if you're new. Y'all know how this goes. It's greatly appreciated and it helps the channel tremendously. That being said, I'll catch y'all on the next one.